Yesterday, I posted up the channel here about board games, how the meta is shifting. This idea that we've gone from the Kickstarter model, which has been in effect for 10, 15 years. Just keep on pushing out Kickstarter after Kickstarter after Kickstarter to the point where there isn't even retail. It's like buy in, this is how we're distributing it, or you miss out. And how through certain factors that is now changing. I don't want to sidebar into that, but there was an interesting follow-up with some comments and some emails that I received. Fritz, Zoomers are killing board games. That's the real change. The Kickstarter model, the distribution model, whether we get expansions and different seasons, put all that aside. That next gen of board gaming just is not there. Agree or disagree. So naturally, this got me thinking where one of the great things about YouTube is the fact that you can plug into a variety of different gaming groups and gaming communities and get some awesome ideas, right? I try to push tactics up here, but also the idea of seeing how other players, other enthusiasts, other hobbyists, how they pursue this board gaming thing. So I love watching other groups. I love watching playthroughs. It kind of lets you go much larger than your normal scope. Now, within that framework, of course, for me, for you, what's normal or the board gaming world, I guess we've got Tabletop Simulator, but that physical presentation, that physical place, however that manifests, where you're sitting down to do this board gaming thing. And when I think back to the group that I play with, how that presents, I ask myself, well, I don't know, is that really normal? So within that framework, my meta might not be your meta, but my meta is pretty big, and this question got me wondering. Now, the board gaming scene here in New York, it's big. That's natural. We're like 30 minutes, 30 miles, something like that from New York City in the suburbs. It's pretty easy. There's a couple of gaming stores. There's a couple of gaming groups. So for the most part, there is a great opportunity to play publicly, to walk in on a given night at a store or a club and play board games. That's one way that I play. I bring my bag of board games and we play. There's also a small local group, a little bit more private, that I'll visit, I'll play with. You kind of get an invite. And I imagine there are dozens and dozens of small board gaming groups like this here in the area. And then we've got during the summer, I wish it was twice a year. I wish it was 4 times a year, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. We've got a local kind of board gaming convention 2 or 3 days, which draws in a lot of players. That would be the meta. Now, if I look at the players themselves, generalizing, can't always know, right? I'm looking at a wide slice. Based on the board games they play, is it a board game or is it a war game? We're looking at like Ogre, some old school Avalon Hill, recently a game of Magic Realm, kind of boomers, that generation, playing those type of games. We've got a small group that plays with that, and I love to dip into that group because they have so much amazing Tactica experience. Even a loss, even a crushing defeat is an absolute win. Then I would say you've got the bulk of board gamers. These would be millennials, right? You're in your 30s, you're in your early 40s. You grew up playing board games, role-playing games, and while a digital footprint was certainly out there, there was still digital and analog. That's kind of the big scene. That's kind of the core. Zoomers, 20-year-olds, not that many. A few. And they're kind of usually pulled in from Dungeons and Dragons or other things. So if I'm looking at that, I'm saying, I don't know. Are Zoomers... I mean, every generation, it's like the older generation's like, look, you're killing this, right? You're killing it. You're killing it. Are Zoomers killing board games? And, of course, the question there is that presentation, that expectation, is there competition from video games and digital? Is there competition from mobile? Are board games more of a relic where it's like, look, it's too long to set up. It takes too long to play. then you got to pack it away, especially if we're looking at some of these massive titan of games with all the X packs and expansions. Of course, myself, completionist, poor impulse control, love miniatures. Like, I'm in. I love that. Setting up a board game. It's almost like part of the play itself. I'm setting it up. I'm organizing everything. I'm thinking about the tactics. I'm thinking about, yes, we're going to sit down, the five of us, and for the next 2 or 3 hours, do this board gaming thing, and like the anticipation of that. Then we play. And then after, packing it up, like solidifying those memories and that awesomeness. Like that's part of the experience for me. But I could see for some other players that are maybe more digitally aligned, how does that play out? Fritz, don't worry. Hybrid is going to save the board gaming industry. Zoomers are going to come in droves because you've got your app on your phone that you can play the game with, and it's an extension. Maybe, there's a few titles that I have to say are still going pretty strong and deliver a really good experience, hybrid experience. So that element, that crossover, it wasn't just a fad. It's there. But demographic-wise, going back to the original question, yes, the Kickstarter model is going to change. Maybe board games will go back to a more traditional retail with a hybrid kind of expansion. But in terms of a demographic, new players coming in, yes, absolutely across all ranges, new players are going to join. But is there going to be the flow? Is there going to be the influx of that next generation to board gaming? Or has something else shifted?